Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here, and we get 17 properties today. So I like that kind of flow, like anywhere between 10 and 20 for me is the sweet spot. If it's 30 or 40, I just sometimes go, come on, are you kidding me? We'll start off with 165 Hampshire Way, number 40. This is our listing, and so it's in the main living area. And so what I love about this is that you're 2 minutes from the highway. You're 2 minutes from the GO train. Like, you can walk to the GO train. Probably, I would say, from this home in about maybe 10 minutes or so, maybe a little bit over. So really close location to Main Street. You've got all that commercial strip there. You can even walk up and watch a movie on Maple. The home itself is between 1,100 and 1,200 square feet. You've got the 9-foot ceilings, which is a competitive difference versus a lot of the Mattamy Village townhouses. You've got granite countertops. You've got the 5-panel doors here. So just some nice finishes. You actually have 3 different balcony walkouts here. Lots of natural light, and there's a walk-in closet off the master. Just 1 bathroom upstairs. And there's also a little nook, so you don't have to waste the bedroom, as you've actually got a little nook at the top of the stairs that's perfect for a desk. And everything in this complex seems to be going really quick. And there's been a lot of good activity on it so far. So if you want to see anything in this list, not just ours, anything from any company, you can give us a call at 905-693-9346. And so McKimgate is the next one. It's at 365. It's a Moonseed End, 1,278 square feet. It's got an eat-in kitchen. So that's where the photographer is right here, is they're in the eat-in part of the kitchen. And you can see the table right there. Nice open concept main floor. I actually like this village town for this floor probably more than all the others combined. There's 1 bathroom upstairs, and then you also have 2 bedrooms. So there it is, laundry, and you've got your deck. So there's no real backyard on these ones. They're back to back, and the end unit is nice because sometimes people put a little bit of a garden beside the house there. Very competitive price. We've got Andrews Trail at $390. And so it's I believe this is a Charlton model. We talked about a Charlton earlier this week. I think it's on Bustle that it's backing onto train, I think, if I remember correctly. Nice floor plan. Bedrooms are a good size upstairs. They've taken good care of this one. You can tell that by the kids' bedrooms. Builder finished basement. And the only thing you can do with that fireplace is, like, that's the only way you can configure this room, because it's not a huge amount of space. You kind of have to walk through. They've even offset the couches like that. It does back onto Thompson, and so the thing about that, I've always seen that as a downside, but I had a client recently who said to us, hey, but you got no neighbors behind, so if you're okay with the noise from the road, you do actually have some privacy in a home like this. So that can, depending on what your values are around buying, it might be a pro or a con, but it's going to move fast. This is a good price point for any townhouse with a finished basement. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw this one reported as selling for more. Bond and Crescent's $425, and so this is the Ritz. So we got the Carlton and the Ritz. It's the Ritz-Carlton show today. And so hardwood floors, you've got your iron pickets here. Very open concept main floor, also a builder finished basement. It's the same builder as the previous one. And you do have that sloping berm in the backyard. So this is train tracks right behind. So I hear different things about that. I just had a client who said to me, I want to move out the day after I moved into a home that backed onto train tracks, which he bought from the builder, not through us. And I'm always hesitant about that. People have said that you don't even notice it after a couple weeks. I've heard it from both ends. So really do your diligence. Talk to a lot of people, get a lot of information and input. Anyway, $425, again, very competitive price for this. The size of this home and everything else, I think, is very, very good for $425. Waters is $449, and so we've got another builder finished basement on this one here. Nice looking home, end unit townhouse, and probably a little bit bigger than the previous. It's got the 4 bedrooms versus the 3. And they're probably not that far off. Megson is $494.9. There's no pictures here. $2,231 total living space. So you figure the basement's probably 400 or so, maybe 18 up above. Semi-detached. To me, this seems high for what else I've seen in some of the other areas, but I also know that for some reason people are, for new semis, I've seen this probably like a 5% premium that people are paying for these. So I can look at both sets of information and say they could be high or they could be in the right range depending on what you choose to listen to. This one on Milton is $499. It's a 1,600 square foot home, Madame Spirit plan. Nice hardwood floors. You can take the potty out of the bathroom. That's always a good idea before taking pictures. But the rest of it looks good. And you've got a loft area upstairs plus 3 bedrooms. This model does come in a 4th bedroom. You might even be able to close that off and turn it into a 4th if you wanted to. And the backyard looks big, and it is. It's not a bad size. I mean, it's 34 by 89 or so. And because the house isn't, I mean, they put probably 2,300 square foot homes on the same size of lot. Or very similar to it. So you do find that the house takes up less space on the property. Either way, we've seen this model sell for this price, I think once or twice, right up around 500. And because there's not a whole lot for sale right now, I think they're going to do pretty well. Trudeau is $524,900. Lindsay model, 1,800 square feet, crown moldings, pot lights, hardwood stairs. Not bad, right? Maybe a little bit on the high side. It does face the park too, which is nice. This one on Trudeau, same thing. It's just maybe 5 homes away. I like the finishes and features in this one a little bit more. I find that even though this one's maybe like 100 square feet bigger, it feels a lot bigger than the previous one. And then you also have a finished basement. We'll let them get away with the unmatched appliances because I think they wanted to keep this all white and give that look. Usually mismatched appliances are not something we recommend doing. Hardwood up there on the 2nd floor, and what looks like a well cared for home too. These homes are getting close to probably like 11, 12 years old. So be careful, watch the age of the roof, watch for furnace and AC if there's been any work done to them, because they're starting, these homes kind of get around that age where you start to see that stuff. Same thing, maybe inching a little bit high, but I would take this one over the previous one when you're looking at equivalent value. Weller Crossing, $569. I think this one's going to do really well, 2,250 square feet. I like the floor plan a lot. You have a gas range here. It even looks like a slightly wider stove. Nice looking floors. When you look at what else is selling it at 550 and 560, generally they're a lot smaller than this. Loft plus 4 bedrooms upstairs. I wouldn't be surprised if this one went even a little bit over what they're asking. I think that's a very, very competitive price. It might get my pick of the day. Ellis Crescent, $569. It's a bungalow, or a bungalow with a loft. Bungalow loft with a 3rd bedroom plus a loft upstairs. 2 bedrooms on the main floor. And I think this one's been for sale before. It certainly looks familiar. Very low maintenance backyard. Probably wouldn't be too hard to put grass in, but you've got to kind of shovel and rake all these stones up, which is a pain. If you look at where it is, here's Ellis Crescent. So we've got we've got Main Street and Thompson. And so Bishop Redding High School is right here. So it backs onto a pond, but then there's also the train tracks, which will continue to get busier as the GO train adds more trains. You've got this whole baseball field here, soccer. You've got the football field. All of the commercial stuff right at Main and Thompson here. Obviously the GO train. You've got the Center for the Arts. Just a lot of stuff within walking distance. I think this street and the location is pretty close to as ideal as you can get in town. And we have seen bungalows sell at this price. No finished basement there either. We got this one in Britannia. It's 150 by 150, close to Trafalgar. You definitely want to do your homework on this in terms of zoning. But I think that this has a pretty bright future in terms of what's going to go on around it. And think about the properties. If you go further down Britannia and you look at some of the professional offices, chiropractors, accountants, all that kind of stuff, or you go, the example I always think of is you go south of QEW on here, Ontario, as you head down to Port Credit, and those homes beside the road, those are big homes and there's a lot of stuff happening around them. They're worth a ton of money. So this could be something like that down the road. But you have to take more of a longer term outlook. We've got Snyder at 639. And the 6 photos, I don't know if they do a great job in really kind of like turning the volume knob up on this. 2047 square feet. This would be a home. When you look at this main floor, they've done a lot of work in the kitchen, upgraded countertops. It's got a little Madame Royal fern, but you've got a finished basement. You've got money spent in the bathroom here, nice glass shower. They're not showing any of the cool stuff here, so there's no shots of the finished basement. There's no shots of the green space behind. They've insulated the garage doors. This is the kind of home that if they had to put the hardwood on the main floor, it might have just kind of turned it up and created nice congruence, because if a buyer's going to appreciate all those details, most of the time that buyer appreciates the hardwood floors too. So a lot of hidden features here that I wish they had showcased a little bit better. Price wise, we've seen this model sell in the high 5s without being near green space. So let's see what happens. Staggered garage usually is something that can be a bit of an iffy thing with people. Some people don't like it. But what happens is it gives you a lot better main floor. You're actually not trying to have as much of an L shape around the garage. We've got this one on Tonelli Lane. So this is in Albion Bay. Backs onto green space. It's a nice shot of the backyard there. More of kind of a cherry colored floor. I really like this floor plan. I think it's great. They've spent some money in the kitchen, 9-foot ceilings. All the bedrooms actually have these kind of built-in desks and cabinets. And anyway, I think it looks really good. I've seen this one. And so you're about 2,200 square feet, nice finishes and upgrades, and you've got the green space behind. 639 is probably in the right range. We've got McNiven at 669. And so we're at 225 by 795 in terms of lot size, which equals about 4 acres. Not a whole lot of stuff to go by on the pictures here. I find they kind of make the home seem smaller than it probably actually is. A couple outbuildings there. The size of the land is basically worth probably somewhere close to the 669 anyway. And yeah, I would say that one certainly looks good from what you can tell. But a lot of times the rural ones, you got to go check it out. There's a lot more things that can affect value in terms of condition of well and septic. There's just more moving parts in a home like that. Rolfe Terrace is 724. You're about 2,900 square feet, upgraded countertops. I find the pictures a bit dark. It's a little hard to see this home. The wainscoting is nice. So they've clearly taken a good care of this home. The walkout from the basement, very nice feature with the green space behind. Irma Colson School District is getting great reviews so far, and I think there's far worse deals in that price range. So I actually like where they position it. And then we've got Agnew here. Weird to see a dark kitchen with the lighter floors. I don't know if most buyers are going to sit there and love that. And it's weird because the transition is like you've got tile, light floor, and then carpet. It would have been a lot better if the flooring had continued on through here, or if the tile had continued. So I think that the buyer is almost going to have to, are you going to get matching hardwood that's going to, if you're going to change that carpet out? It just seems kind of awkward to me. And when you're talking about 750, you can lose a buyer on something like that. It doesn't take much. As you get higher in the price range, people get pickier because they become more feature sensitive, whereas a first-time buyer at entry point is more price sensitive. They like nice stuff in the first range. Something like Hampshire, for example, they like the granite and the open concept and the 9-foot ceilings, but there's a limit to their price point. That's just how things go. So this is a move-up home, and for that reason, I think they're going to have a bit of a tough time. Now, flooring in the big picture, you can put tiles in, you can replace stuff. I did that in my house. I basically ripped out all the floors, and it's messy, but it's not tremendously difficult, and it's not always as expensive as you think. But like I said, are people going to be willing to do that work, especially when there's a lot of other choices out there? So that's the list for today. If you have any questions, give us a call. And if you want to see anything, just like I mentioned at the start of the video, 905-693 9346, or just send us an email, and we'd be glad to help you. Have a great day.